The sixth important and the greatest problem is that the labor and training. I mean, this also requires another huge video, but current short, today Indian labor are absolutely not skilled. It's very difficult to find somebody to come and train along with you, because let me give you a small example of what happened to me. I started off my career in a bowling alley in Bangalore called Mega Bowl. I was not that, privileged employee to get trained, but I always told my seniors, my superiors were trained for 6 months even before the outlet could get open, and it was a family entertainment center with bowling, with pub, with video games, and also some. I mean, yeah, these are three items that they had in that arena. The entire staff got trained on the bowling in terms of customer service, in terms of handling food, F&B, the hospitality. The service was absolutely top notch, and I was also great enough to get trained from the superiors and did absolutely 3 years of my service, learned my life from 18, 19, 20. I was also figured in the Week magazine in Bangalore back then, working as well as studying simultaneously, and that covered my shots. And I was also good in bowling. What I'm trying to tell you is that today a labor, it's very difficult to go ahead. So my first line to in my business plan for the food is always saying no chef concept. All the chefs might be really angry on me. It's just sheer that the labor differentiation is absolutely big issues in Bangalore. For the matter of fact, forget even about training them to get the right person, even from the hospitality. They're absolutely, I mean, not to be traded or not to be employed for. Forget about even training. So today, if you do not have the problems to scale up, one of the greatest problems right now that we face in India is about labor and training them and to sustain them for a longer duration. So you have to figure it out in terms of automation is concerned, your equipment is concerned. There are lovely companies in Bangalore alone, in Mysore, in Bangalore, Coimbatore, Delhi. They always develop robotic machines. Not only robotic, you can also look at semi-automatic, automatic machines. There are a company I like to name. It's called Mukunda Foods. I've been researching on them quite a while. So the problems about labor and training is one of the greatest reasons that actually a brand just goes down. Because today, to run a QSR model, you need to have a fantastic team ahead, specifically when they face customers, right? Look at KFC have done right, the Domino's have done right, partly also in terms of the salary structures. If you're a private limited, you need to have the ESI and PF. All the compensation has to be paid on time and well. That is why you need to fetch in a lot of investment in this case to run a very good team in place. This also address your marketing standards, because today labor, I mean the labor alone and training alone will not fetch you today. It's also about handling your marketing. I'll come to that. So coming back to the labor, it's absolutely difficult challenge to find a suitable right candidate to help you to work on your QSR model and to make it successful, right? So you need to understand and leverage. A lot of training has to be done. Hire talents from different pool segments, from different cities who are really hunger for the market to go ahead and work. Those are the pools. Those talented pools has to come in and to help you out. The seventh and the greatest important point is also about infrastructure and real estate. Just to give you a small idea here, KFC's, Domino's, Chick-fil-A, they always hunt for their own locations. Having said that, a lot of metros, real estates have skyrocketed post-COVID, and it's absolutely an upward climb. To get a fabulous, a joint in a very good metropolitan or a so-called the main street in anywhere in metros, it's a tedious task and is highly expensive. Ideally, you should go high street or so-called off the street, like how Rameshwaram Cafe has done it very well. And you see a lot of restaurants, a lot of QSR model in and around Bangalore, right? So the real estate actually kills you, but not to an extent. But one of the prime reasons is that to get the real estate at the main street, it's absolutely expensive. And to go ahead and understand, if you're trying to do a wood fire pizza is absolutely no go. So we have something called as pollution control board. The PCB would come into effect because you're trying to hamper a lot of atmospheric problem by creating wood fire. So wood fire is absolutely no go in India. I mean, not in India, especially for the Bangalore market. It's difficult to convince because a lot of costing involved to get those logs. You don't have apple woods out here or a so-called what do you call flavored woods. But having said that, it's difficult to find. You get in biryani, but not in many other continental or so-called American standard food. So infrastructure and real estate, to get the right location is absolutely expensive. It's a task. Its greatest asset is that you have to rent it out or probably lease it out for a while and then build your brand. So one of the problems is that the infrastructure and real estate cost is really high, and it's always upward and heading towards the rooftop. The eighth point is in India is always about the changing consumer habits. Yes, in India is absolutely horrific. The customer segments always changes here. Yes, so with that in mind, the solution is that you have to find a product which can address to the kids or the teenage level. That's when the chunk of the pie lies. You have to figure it out. Like for example, the yoga bar did it in a very product commodity sense. Absolutely fantastic, right? So to create a QSR model, you can do it. You can look at Vada Pav. You can look at chart system. There was a company called Pet. I forgot the name. Uh, Sorry, I'm not able to recollect. So they actually came up with a very good technology, food absolutely with no manpower, no cooking. They were doing really great, but they died on. We just said about all these problems I mentioned: the labor, the franchising model. People didn't understand this concept. So it was ready to cook to serve, but then they're not able to scale up. So today, consumer in India keep changing. The taste habit changes, but predominantly those customers who have traveled abroad, and in a way, many out of 10, at least 8 travelers abroad, they understand what's happening in the other part of the market. But at least for those reasons, you can still continue to go ahead and launch your QSR model and sustain for them in terms of whatever segment is concerned. You be it your cuisine, your not breakfast, lunch, brunches, snacks. Matter of fact, your charts out here, your milkshakes. You could create a lot of sikanjis or sodas. Soda water is absolutely booming out here. A lot of beer joint which has come up on a very small short eats or small bites. We can create various wonders as we speak. I mean, my mind is exploding with a lot of ideas right now as I speak. But there is problems of consumer habits to be changed. But not to worry. Once you stick on to the right subject, the right opportunity that you're creating, it's always the world is your ocean, especially when it comes to Indian food is concerned. Nobody has done tikka, butter chicken or a chicken tikka paired with rotis. Yes, Rebel Foods did the rolls out here, the kati rolls, but nobody's done it better than that, right? So there is possibility. You can always look at keema pav from Bombay. There are snacks, nalli botis. You have in the Indochina in Calcutta. You can create wonders, I would say. So there is possibility. Just that everybody has to come together and crack that code by doing research and development. So changing consumer habits has always been there, and the ninth segment is about marketing. Today we are living in a realm of chat GPT and AI. People have to grow and utilize. They've underutilized the marketing standard. They think the food will serve better. No, 98% is all about marketing. How you package it well, how you showcase your brand in terms of color, logo, the theme, your uniforms of your staff, in terms of train. Look at KFC. They always have so much of badges like an army guy. If they do well, if they pass some exams, they get a mark. If they are very good in customer service, they get a badge. So there are some kind of theme-based setups has to be done. Only then you have to create a brand and grow about it. And creating a brand, it's not so easy. It doesn't happen overnight. Doesn't happen in 5-6 years. Look at Apple, the greatest asset company, a marketing company creating iPhones and MacBooks. It took them 40 years to go ahead and put a store in India. That says it all. You have to take a cue from there and lay your marketing and your branding as seriously as the way you do, right? What do? You wake up, you brush, you take bath, you have your breakfast, you have a routine. That routine has to be inculcated in terms of your F&B, your hospitality is concerned, and only then your marketing. From there it starts. The branding starts from there, and then it goes on to your locations, your food, your packaging, your delivery system, and then your customer feedback, and then so on and so forth. It's a completely vicious cycle that follows for the marketing. That's about the 9. And the greatest problem that I see, as I spoke earlier, it's about the adaptations of technology. It's because of this we are literally just absolutely thumbs down. Way back in 1970s, I would say. I mean, give a credit to 60s because the US went on a revolution. Look at Domino's Pizza. Back then, they wrote the code. They made a website only for delivery system. They had the call center on. Somebody would call them. The pizza is ready with 30 minutes. You just deliver. Customer, if it does not deliver within 30 minutes, it's free pizza. Can you tell me any one brand doing it in India? Anyone. So it's as difficult as possible to adapt to technology. Yes, as I said, All these brands were mentioned in this recording, in this video. I have actually made use of technology, they're leveraging it, but that lever is not gone on the full throttle because there is still a problem with skill, manpower, handling vendor. So many issues are mentioned across 10 points. One among the main important point is about technology, so that sitting in Bangalore, you could actually should look at your store in Assam or in Kashmir. What is doing great? What is selling more? Your technology will help you to understand this. Only then you can forecast your inventories, you can sales, you can understand what your cost is all about, what is your food waste is all about, what your food cost is all about, how your employees are not eating your food which is being cooked for your customers, how the customers' food is not being wasted most of the time because of various quality standard, hygiene, so on and so forth. There are so many things can be covered and mapped and monitored from your technology. So these are the great 10 points that you have to understand. But with that in mind, having said that, you can still go ahead and launch QSR model, but leaving all this apart, this always can be worked upon. There are brands still existing doing extremely great in Bangalore and in India as we speak. As I mentioned earlier, Rebel Foods, Biryani by Kilo, Mani's Biryani, R&R Biryani, we have Sarana Bhavan, everybody utilizing today technology to keep it straight and fancy. Only then you'll be able to grow, right? So because this will give you clear cut answers and technologies. Anyways, with that in mind, so thanks for sticking by so long and deep end. I'll appreciate it. So now you know what are the 10 reasons that India is still not able to scale up on QSR model. So the main key focus point is that you have to change to adaptability in terms of technology, making sure that you have, it is not so impossible to go ahead and launch a QSR model. It is just that your labor, it is just that your standardization, the main thing comes with your food. So get into the R&D development, create your fantastic food, go online and build the brand that you really wanted and go global. Is my plea, is my request to everybody in India who was following me or watching me as we speak. Comments below how you feel this particular video, that you liked or not. Also, please sure to share your feedbacks and whatever the requirement is concerned. I am able to help you out. Thanks for sticking by. Really appreciate it for watching and to listen. If I'm fast, let me know. I will actually tone down and slowly. I can go with American accent or probably can go completely Brit. So on and so forth. I can also speak in Kannada and Tamil as well. So if you really wanted any of the languages, I'll be more than happy to help you. Thanks for sticking by. I really appreciate it. Take care. Cheers. Good night.